Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing like a hints and tips, bits and bobs type of video, nothing specific, hence the title. So stick with us and I'll show you a few bits and bobs that you hopefully are currently aware of, and if you're not, then you will be by the end of this. And the first one is when you come to sell something. Obviously on the market you have your sell and your buy. Now sometimes you just want to sell the item quickly and therefore you just want to sell it straight to a buy order. If obviously you don't want to sell it quickly and you want to make a little bit more ISK, then obviously you put it on the sell orders and wait for it to sell. Now obviously when you come to sell an item like this, so for instance we'll take the infamous freighter. Currently it's selling, or the current highest buy price is 9.205 billion ISK, with the highest sell order at 9.54, or for jitter 9.63. So it has come to my attention that when people are selling items, basically they are changing the value to match the highest buy and then pressing sell. Now I'll show you how I know that in a moment, but basically there's a lot better and easier way of doing that. Obviously at the moment we are paying on this character specifically 3.3% broker's tax, which is changeable by standings, etc., and you've got a sales tax which is fixed at 2.25%. Now we can get rid of one of them. Instead of changing that to match that value and then clicking sell, if you go onto the drop down and you've got obviously the list here, if you go to immediate, it gets rid of your broker fee completely. So by selling it now to the buy order, if I was to press sell, that order would get it and I would get back 8.997 billion ISK, where if I did it like that, I'd only be getting 8.691 billion ISK if I was to sell it to the buy order, or slightly lower to make sure that it bought it. So if you are selling items, especially if you are selling it to a buy item, make sure that you are clicking the immediate, because that will take away some of the ISK that is going to the broker fee. In fact, it takes the broker fee away completely and will save you quite a lot of ISK. Now the point is, how I know this is that people, when they are selling items, like this poor chapo here, so one heavy launcher, one heavy launcher, one heavy launcher, he sold them individually to the lowest, or sorry, the highest buy order, which at the time obviously was me, and is currently still me here. So that is horribly time consuming, and again you are paying an excessive broker fee. If you'd like to help support the channel, then please think about subscribing if you haven't already, and checking out some of the past videos that I have done, and keeping an eye out for future videos that I will be releasing. So to hammer my point across, with these flux coils, if we bring up the market and go to the sale tab, if I was to sell these now, they would go in just above here. However, if I change the order there, it would sell whatever I'm selling here to the top buy order, so it would sell my 20. Now the only thing I can think of is people are either worried about where it's going, don't know any better, or just simply, yeah. So when an order goes on, if you have more items than there are buys, when you go to your sell, you click the immediate, it will only sell to the first line. So for that, if I click sell, it won't sell all 240 at once, because there aren't 240, and so on. And so on. Oops. So full stack. Now if I was to sell the rest of them, it would then go to the next one and the next one. And if we look here, I've paid the price as and where it changed for the amount that I put in. So you can sell in bulk. It will automatically go to the one at the top until that is filled, and then it will ask you whether you want to go to the next lowest, and so on and so on. So save yourself a lot of time and headaches, and just do it as an intermediate sale. Not only do you save your broker fee, but you are not doing what this guy did and sell them individually, or this guy here, or this guy here, and so on and so on. So yeah, save yourself time and ISK by doing it on the immediate. As per my second one, we are going to do one item. Now, when you're putting stuff on the market, it is obviously you want to be the top buy or top sell order. Now, ordinarily, the way to achieve that is by being the lowest. So obviously you undercut the person. I've undercut here by 10, and that would obviously take me to the top. But you don't need to be the lowest, you just need to equal it. So there we go, we've got 10,680, 10,680. So when we click sell, we are now the top, even though we have the same price. And that's because we made our order last. So when you are in these downward spirals, you don't necessarily have to keep undercutting. You can literally keep the same price, and that will make you the highest order. Now obviously that doesn't stop someone coming in and undercutting you, but it means that you don't always have to keep on dropping and dropping. Again, you can just do it at the same price as the current lowest. Thirdly, market manipulation. Now, I might get into market manipulation in a future video, but for this, we are just going to take a look at how you can profit from somebody else's market manipulation. So, on the 28th of the 8th, Daisy started to buy up all the precursor weapons and ships, which I had 2 of these precursor battleships, obviously at the time, were quite high. Now that was probably from the last time that there was a slight manipulation, which was probably around here. So I'd tried to jump on the wagon there, had listed them at 2.5 million ISK, and obviously they'd sat there for a good amount of time. Now I obviously wasn't in any hurry to sell them, so obviously they just got left. Now obviously I noticed the sale go through when Daisy started to buy them up, so I was like, oh, what's going on here? As I generally expected these items just to drop back into my inventory when they'd expired. So with Daisy buying them up, it piqued my interest, and obviously then I decided to start looking at the other items that were on there and that were going at the time. So one of the reasons that I had these sitting in my hangar was because obviously I had farmed them from doing the Triglavian stuff, and they had dropped quite considerably. Now these were down to what, 100k a piece, 200k. So for the large weapons and for the other items, I'd basically decided that hell, it wasn't really worth selling them, and that I would keep them hopefully for when this happened. If you do notice a market manipulation, then you don't necessarily want to dump all of your items on at once. So for instance, the large precursors here, I have 16. Now if the price had jumped from, say, I don't know, 800k to 8 million, and I put all 16 on, then the chances are that someone's going to generally undercut me, or what I'm hoping for is the person that is trying to manipulate it will buy out my items if there's not too many to try and continue their manipulation. So an example here is we've got the medium precursor weapon that I initially dropped on at 4 million. That one sold, so I dropped in another one at 4 million. That one sold pretty quickly, and so the next ones I listed was at 9.6 million. Then at 4 million, because the price had dropped, somebody else had come in quite low, I'd followed suit. That one got bought up, and then the price went back up to the 8 million, and I did another one at 8 million. and another one at 8 million. So I was undercutting just the highest order that was there, and if you can see there, there's Daisy buying them up yet again and again with the large. So it was obvious that this person was trying to manipulate, and I was going to try and sell these for as much as possible. And yeah, again, just be aware that obviously if someone is manipulating the market, that if you drop in a huge stack, then you're either going to just throw them off and they're just going to quit trying to manipulate the market, or if you do it bit by bit, then hopefully they're going to try and buy you out, not knowing that obviously you are then going to be relisting some more. So you're just kind of feeding them the nuts slowly to start off with until they've slowly bought out your stock. And with that, I think I'll leave you that to digest for the time being. If you haven't subscribed, then please do think about it. I am quickly closing in on that 1,000 subscriber mark. There will be a giveaway come the 1,000 subscribers. So if you subscribe, obviously, that will hopefully save you from missing out. And a big shout out to everybody who has subscribed so far. It is very much appreciated. And again, a big thank you from me. Video suggestions and comments are always highly appreciated. It's one of the things I look forward to, is the feedback that I get in the videos, whether it be negative or positive. So please do drop any comments that you would like, or any video suggestions that you would like to see going forward. And with that, thank you for your time. Fly safe,